We are live.
Do we have music?
Do I sound like Ryan from Sports Card Radio? I'm just trying to get 800 people in the chat. I'm just trying to trick people into. It's.
I just hear music in the background.
Yeah.
You hear music? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got to
live.
stream this.
Steve, we're live.
I got to stream this to my audience.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we could have got close if you would have stayed on 2 weeks ago when the SGC nose broke literally 30 seconds after we got off the air.
Yeah, you were running the exclusive that night.
Yeah, I was pushing 500 people.
That's a lot.
That's because I had 100 different accounts watching. I was trying to give you as much exposure as possible there.
Hey, I texted you and said hop on, and you're like, "Nah, bro, I gotta go to bed."
I was in bed. I was literally in bed. Yeah, I was just like, "Oh, can't do it."
Well, first I texted you and I said PSA and SGC are one now, and you texted me back, "What?"
I got to do the go live on Instagram too. Hold on.
Oh,
all right.
More
We're on.
messing with things.
I think we're on
it's
Instagram.
not broke, don't.
It's 2021. I mean, 20. We're in the 21st century. I think I did that right. Yes, somebody joined.
So, are we the only ones that can? Are we the only ones that can hear this music, or can the people hear this music?
I don't know. Can the people in the chat hear the music? Beautiful music. We've got Kurt's Card Care to talk about tonight. Cleaning, not really Kurt's Card Care, but just card cleaning in general. We'll touch on it. Steve's going to rage on somebody, probably.
No, I can't.
Topics, and then also, I don't know if you guys saw. I kind of put it in my background. You might see these come through. These are backdoor copies from Topps of our own influencer cards. They didn't announce them publicly, which was a little awkward, I think, but you might see those come out of the woodwork, and those are they may or may not be licensed cards.
So you look way too much like Leo DiCaprio.
What, in the card?
In the card. You're blocking mine, but
well.
Oh, hey, look.
It's like Tom Hanks, Steve.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
And then I don't know. Brendan only had like a child picture for Neo, so
I look like a toddler.
That's the Beetlejuice version.
I got done dirty.
That's the Beetlejuice version.
I've got to pan over to Instagram too and see if anyone is okay. So there's joiners. We got some joiners, but no comments yet. Okay, well, hey, whatever.
Instagram.
Absolute disaster.
Yeah, the Instagram comments don't come over here. We won't be able to see those. So I'll check back over to see if there's any hate comments.
You are lacking in the technical department, man. Your content needs to be better.
Right. Yeah. How do you feel about that, Steve? Man, you got fired up.
I feel great.
Let's say hello to
my chest.
Billy Joe. Billy Joe actually commented chatting early, so don't forget. Are you guys going to make these available to us peons? Wrap them into the national giveaway somehow. $10 for a set of 3. Let's go. I think he's talking about the backdoor Topps influencer cards that may or may not make it out into the public. We'll have to see.
Speaking of the national, my bi-weekly leadoff question, Dustin, do you have lodgings booked for the national?
I think I might just wing it. I might just sleep in the car.
Just drive a camper.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drive in and figure it out.
Van life it. Then you could post van life YouTube videos. Those things get like millions of views.
Yeah, we're gonna do camper vlogs. That's my 3rd channel. That'll be coming out soon.
You need to be like a card show vlogger, but you travel around in a van.
Well,
you could just mix all the mediums.
I think the channel name should just be "I'm living out of my car," and then just every single video is just in my car, and it's just maybe I've got some clothes in the back seat, kind of filling up the back seat, and that's the backdrop. I've got all of the ideas, all sorts of ideas, guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, TJ, where's Dustin's card? Can't be the first one. It doesn't look much like you. On a real note, these are cool for you guys, but from a collector standpoint, I'd rather take a national park comment. Okay. Brendan, the artist for the Topps cards, good evening. Put a nail in the Kurt's Card Care debate tonight for the greater good. LOLs.
I don't think it's going to be us that's going to be driving any nails into that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But Neo,
I heard
Go ahead.
KCC on your crackouts.
Who, me?
Yeah, for some edge fixing.
Well, I got all these cards here. Like I dropped off 45 cards to be subbed in Philly, but I'm already building up my raw card stock. The problem is like I'm falling behind because I'm waiting for my new Kurt's Card Care kit to come in. So I can't.
I thought you were a Mr. Minty guy.
Yeah.
I thought you were a Mr. Minty.
Yeah, I do. I got the Mr. Minty pack. He gave it to me at the National. It was like a free give me. I use like the magnifier. Well, not much anymore. The magnifier in it's small, so it's good to carry. But I have my big magnifier I use at home.
We weren't going to say anything, but we are working on an off-centered card care kit that's wrapped in an NFT, which is also wrapped in a RAS. So it's kind of the trifecta.
No, what it does
but you buy it in a repack, so you don't know which part of the kit you're going to get.
What the off-centered kit does, it doesn't fix scratches. It doesn't fix it doesn't fix color. It doesn't fix anything. What it fixes is it fixes your cards that are off-centered. So you kind of just put in this little thing, and it shifts the borders. Right. All we can do is fix the centering.
You know what the kit should be? You know the centering tool? It should be one of the centering tools, but it's set off-centered.
Yeah, it's just set to the right a little bit.
It's set to 60-40, like the Wemby 101.
Kind of like that 1 of 1.
It's PSA 10, baby. That's a PSA 10, baby. 60-40 all day long.
Man, they put a new image out today. That thing looks tight.
Dude, if that's a 10, then I'm sending back all the 9s are going back, because if that's a 10, then everything I've got is a 10. All right. Michael Ham in the chat. Michael Ham, we need to work on lodgings. For the next time we have this call, we need to have that figured out. I agree. Actually, the National is, 3-4 months away now, so we need to kind of sort this out.
I got to sort anything out. My plan has been sorted since the day they announced Cleveland.
Big Smooth coming in hot. Yeah, no, Neo decided that he was going to throw down the gauntlet for all grading companies to respond to him today. Grading companies, I demand answers from you.
Hey, PSA put out a statement.
I think it was probably directly towards. I'm surprised it didn't tag you on it. Dustin won't be able to keep up. I'm actually 9:05. Oh, I'm already 9 minutes behind. Hold on, let's see where we're at. Oh,
we started 10 minutes late, so really you're only 4 minutes behind.
Oh, okay. There we go. Oh yeah, Orlando. I referenced Orlando in my video today. Came out a few hours ago talking about the fact that he has a graded card that had a stain on the back that was cleaned, that looked perfectly fine, that ended up coming back later on like a ghost coming back.
They used the off-centered kit instead of the Kurt's Card Care.
Yeah, they didn't use the right kit apparently. Phoenix Rising, what's going on?
The amount of free marketing Kurt has gotten is absolutely
his
insane.
Business, his business just tripled. The debate died. Self-cleaning cards, like a self-cleaning oven. Self-cleaning cards. What is a SlabMags kit? Haven't heard of that one. You don't need the full kit. Just get the spray and the cloth. That's for your graded slabs, but re-slabbing a card, $15, so good price.
I don't know what a SlabMags kit is, but I know what a SlabMag is, Dustin. And I'm going to need you to send me one of those gold and black, custom-made sports card, Dad. I got to run a test on it. So it's for testing purposes. It's for content purposes. I'll send it back to you. But we're going to put one of these SlabMags to the test. I'm not going to throw it in the pool, I promise. But
well, what if I was thinking that? What else would you do? Throw it in a jacuzzi?
No.
SGC couldn't recover from that pool video so much; they had to sell the company to Collectors Universe.
Yeah. So
I think it was the way that Steve threw it in. He threw the SGC. He threw it really hard, and I was like, why did Steve throw the SGC one harder? It didn't make any sense. But anyway,
well, didn't you do a test on a BGS slab a while back with a Larry Bird star card?
Well, accidental test where it flew off the back of my car, and then I chased after it, but it got run over by a truck. Literally.
Yeah.
I was
going to comment on your video today because you said you never cracked a card out before, and that wasn't true because you cracked out that Larry.
You actually hold that thought.
Uh-oh. Maybe he cracked it, just not cracked it out.
Yeah.
So guys, if anybody who watched my video today, Dustin doesn't know what the card is yet because he says that he stopped watching when it got to that part because it was supposed to arrive in the mail today, but I guess it won't arrive until tomorrow. So we can't ruin what the card is.
Well, yeah, I heard.
Or
I have
did
a
you go?
feeling it's Saints. Well, I heard kind of like Saints. I don't know if it's a Saints
Oh, you
card.
heard
But,
me say Saints?
yeah, but I don't know if you were
Okay.
just saying like he's a Saints collector, so I assumed it's a Saints card. But yeah, I
Yeah.
cut it off right there. I
Mhm.
cut it off. Neo's skin looks gorgeous. Is he applying Kurt's card care after shaving? Kurt's going to have a whole new brand of stuff now. He's going to have to branch out.
Maximus
He should-
Pumper.
He should have like
Maximus
deodorant and
Pumpernickel.
stuff and like body wash and spray for card shows.
Yeah, what's that one brand that's on everything? It's like the trimmers. What is that? They sponsor everything. What is it?
Oh, I figured you'd already been deep in
Manscaped.
talks with them.
I've already reached out to Manscaped. I haven't locked that in yet, but I would. Manscaped would be hilarious to do a sponsor with them. Yeah, Kurt's Card Care is going to take over, like challenge Manscaped here soon. Michael Stone, what's going on? Bargain Boxer in the house. B-side on the beat. I don't know if he does this one too, but what's going on? Good. Yeah, appreciate that. I was sick still kind of recovering over the last few days, but Neo as well.
Are you
There's a
embracing
difference.
the no face cam videos now? Or are you just going to go full on tilt?
No, the one I put out a few hours ago, that was
I just watched that one.
yeah. I'm not going to do. That's not for me.
I convinced Swagglehouse. He mixes them in now. He told me it was the greatest gift I ever gave him.
What did you do?
just
Just
do
doing
like
a
the
screen share.
stream. Just do like a screen share StreamYard thing. I mean, not to say that I'll never do it again, but I'll probably stick with the Alf background and the paintings and all that stuff. That's kind of my deal.
I mean, the video you did earlier, wasn't that your regular background?
Yeah. Yeah, I just did it
Okay.
regularly, but the last 2 days I just did kind of like a backdrop, like a screen share backdrop, not on camera. So I was feeling awful. Where is Daisy's card? Ray asks.
Yeah, those trading cards aren't out yet. I'm trying to figure out a way to see how I can get them on paper and not just digital. Not just digital / NFT style.
They're going to be Daisy NFTs, and it's going to be a.
I'm trying to get them on some sort of nice stock that still keeps the shine and things like that. It's tough to find somebody that actually prints and does that type of stuff.
God, I'd love you to go heel, Steve, and just do a Daisy NFT rug pull. Please do that in 2024.
Well, I had a designer lined all up, and we had some plans going on and stuff. And then they were like, "Well, I'll get back with you and let you know if it's a project I want to take on." And then they just completely like ghosted me on Instagram. So it's kind of like starting all over again. Like,
Was it one of those logo companies that was trying to sell you a logo?
no, it's somebody that actually makes custom cards, and they sell them on eBay and everything else. They do really nice work.
Oh, okay.
And they were going to be able to make the Kaboom style stuff and the downtown style stuff. We're shooting for a downtown card that's actually the 302. That would be the name of it. The
Steve's
302, and it would be
Steve will
me
throw
and a
his
whole bunch of
Daisy,
stuff.
the Daisy OnlyFans link into the
Oh no,
chat.
Daisy's got the color blast. The 302 would be all kinds of stuff from Delaware with like me on it. But so what's going on? What's the topics for tonight other than Chris hardware?
Dustin looked like he'd use. Why do I look like I look like I would use Kurt's card care? What does that mean? Oh no, I didn't turn Tops down. I haven't had any sort of. Well, I don't know what you mean, Zig, as far as like sponsorship or Tops card. I didn't turn them down for either one. Hasn't gotten any traction yet.
So I'm going to be honest.
Some of the names they're picking, a few more years, we might have a chance, Dustin.
After they just run out of people.
Yeah, longevity. We'll eventually get there.
Series 12.
I haven't even looked at the Wemby 101 that everybody's referencing. I've just heard the stories about, the Kurt's card care getting shouted out, but I haven't seen the card itself. So I'm not even sure if it was legitimately, should have legitimately been a 10, or if there was defects on it, such as centering. Because I see if Splendid down here has a comment saying that it was off-centered. So I haven't seen the card.
It's not actually off-centered. It was sitting in the case crooked.
But how'd they uncrooked it? Like all of a sudden it looks better? How does that work?
Oh, PSA card, you could give them a little wiggle on a case.
So you're saying they wiggled that thing? Would you wiggle that damn card in the case? I guess it doesn't matter now. It's in the 10 case. You could bash it against the wall and just kind of like move it around, I suppose. Put it in a slab mag and then just move it around in there.
Mm-hmm. What exactly did the guy say? Also, did he? Because he
just said shout out to Kurt's Card Care,
and that was it, right? Shout out to Kurt's. Yeah. Shout out to Kurt's Card Care. Maybe it was just a marketing ploy for Kurt's Card Care.
Maybe he never touched it. We don't know.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean,
here, you want to share my screen, Dustin?
It's a lot easier. It's super easy to assume that because he would say something like that because Kurt's Card Care touched it. But
so this was the original image that everyone freaked out about.
That's off-centered. That's off-centered.
It is off-centered. Would you say
now,
it's
hold on, Steve. Before you start screaming.
This is bull.
Oh, I'm not.
So is that really that off-centered? I mean, it is slightly, but it ain't like.
No, but it doesn't even look like the same card.
They got 7 of these 101s. They're just putting different ones up. Okay, how does that work? They just tapped it against.
You can see right here on the right-hand side. In the first image, the card shifted to the right.
Okay, so in the first image, you can't really tell where the card stops in the background.
Correct, because they use the background when they scan it.
Okay, so it's just the black on the black. You can't really see it.
Yeah, so everyone was looking at where the pillars were on the PSA holder and thinking that it was like way off centered, when in reality that's not what the card actually looks like.
That's
people were like, some people in the comments were like, did anyone actually look at the raw card? The raw card, you can tell it's not 60-40 centering. It's like pretty decent.
It's not bad. 75-25.
Yeah, I mean, that picture there is legit. I mean, that picture there is good centering. The first picture, no, was not so good.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. If you just took a quick glance at this, you'd be like, what?
Yeah. But I've seen PSA 10. I mean, I've seen PSA give 10s to that type of centering before, though, anyway.
Jeez, D-Sub coming in hot. Baby Neo. Yeah, I don't know why we don't have any. Brendan doesn't have any adult picture. Oh, yeah, I guess he does, because we use it for our normal one.
Yeah.
For our
Dumb and Dumber. Artist choice to make me look like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, he just took you down a notch there. Steve looks like Don Drysdale and Yogi Berra had a kid. Love you, Steve-O.
Yeah, big C7 card says all we have to do is live long enough for Topps to run out of content creators, and then we'll finally get our own cards from Topps.
Ray, I'm wearing one of those Dune suits. I don't know if you've seen the Dune movies, but where you kind of like, move in and like try to stab you, and I've got the suit on to where I can kind of like move in and out. That's why it's wavy like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you notice how we upgraded with some tunes. We got a little backdrop. Still can't afford a mic or anything else, but it's getting better.
So
better with music or without music. I can cut the music. Let me know in the chat. I can cut the music.
It's not that loud.
Yeah, I'm keeping it pretty low, so I don't think it's overbearing, but I kind of like the vibe. Steve, how are you feeling?
What's your question, Steve?
No, put me to sleep. I was just going to say, I mean, regardless if we think using Kurt's Card Care is right or wrong or immoral or whatever, I mean, the PSA states that if they can detect something, then it's not allowed. Now, if someone says or even admits, and so this person didn't clearly come out and admit it, they shouted out Kurt's Card Care, but just say that this was an admission. A lot of people are looking at this, and a lot of people are taking this as this was an admission that this card was used, or this card was, Kurt's Card Care was used on this card. That's the way it's being viewed, so that's the way we'll take it.
All right.
Just because, so say that's an admission, even though PSA looks at that and says, okay, they say that this happened, but we still can't prove that it happened. So we still have to grant it the grade that we think it should get. Or do we just say, okay, they admitted it, so we're going to punish them for admitting it?
Well, they're clearly not doing that because they don't.
Right, they're not. But what I'm saying is, do they have to detect something, regardless of rumors, regardless of facts? Regardless, because it could be a fact, regardless of what somebody says, even if someone self-incriminates themselves, does PSA themselves still have to find that person guilty by evidence?
I mean, yeah, based off according to what they said today, they have to see it. But you have to be looking for it to see it. That's really the ultimate. Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said today, It's in the best interest of the grading companies to allow.
Well, if I go to the doctor, and say, "Hey, doctor, I'm pregnant," he's going to say, "No, you're not pregnant." I'm going to say, "Yes, I'm pregnant." He's going to say, "No, you're overweight." I'm going to be like, "No, I'm pregnant."
You know,
but you can
I'll
actually.
be like, "I want all the tests. I want all the tests." All right.
You can actually test for that, though.
Negative pregnancy test, negative blood test. Nothing in the sonogram. They can't detect anything. Let's use that term. They can't detect any signs of an embryo or pregnancy. But I insist that I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant till the day I shoot a baby out, right? By the doctor's assessment. So,
That's a wild analogy that you just put us through there, Steve. So my thing was,
and again, get your attention.
Yeah, quickly. I think the main thing is just we don't know the long term of that stuff. We just don't know. It's kind of going back to what we talked about with Orlando's card. If the stuff comes back, what happens if they clean 10,000 cards over the years, and then they come back, down the road, and we're like, oh, those were like 10 years down the road. Remember the cleaning days? Remember all the cleaning? And then what do we give like some? And then what it'll be is probably premiums on those cards that that don't have the cleaning stuff on it or whatever. I'm not saying that'll happen, but
people have been doing this way before Kurt's card care existed. They've been cleaning chrome cards since the 90s. It's nothing new.
But that's what I'm saying. But that, like Orlando's card is a vintage card, like years later, like to your point, it came back. But he's got a card.
That's the thing, though.
He's got a graded card that's not accurate.
But that's the thing, though. I think that when you're comparing vintage restoration and modern, and using something on the surface of a chromium card, it's kind of like apples and oranges. I know that it's probably. I mean, when you're making up laws, there can't be gray area.
Yeah, but
there can't be gray area.
But you don't know if the results will be apples and oranges. We don't know that yet. Like you're saying that, but like we don't know. We're just you're assuming that it wouldn't change it. Right.
Okay, so let's use Orlando's example. Is there more? Or is his an outlier? Could be an outlier. How many cards? I mean, if we think many cards, old vintage cards have been restored to some extent, or something has been used on the surface, or something has been done. Cards have been proved to be trimmed, because you can size a card and you can figure things like that out. I
had a guy comment today that he had a gum stain where it was a similar type story. So I'm not saying that like there's thousands of these. There might not be, but I don't think Orlando is the only one. It was a gum stain for
now. PSA states that there's something on the surface that shouldn't be there, then they're going to disqualify a card. So should a gum stain be on a card? Does that fall under that, or is that gray area as well?
Well,
because they grade cards with gum stains, they just give them a stain. You can ask for a stain qualifier, or you can just take the hit for the gum stain on it.
Right. So that's a big hit.
But they don't disqualify it. They don't say this is altered.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe they. Well, yeah, they qualify it. Well, yeah, but that's. I mean.
Yeah.
You want a qualifier? You want a qualifier on your PSA 9 Ultra Modern card, ST? Yeah, I mean, no.
No, you don't want a qualifier on anything, really. The qualifier automatically knocks 2 grades off of your grade by the way the market works. If you have a 7 with a qualifier, you're better. Many people would rather have a straight 5, than a 7 with a qualifier.
Right.
But when we're talking about PSA punishing people for stuff on their cards, we're talking about them disqualifying the card from grading altogether. They're not saying, hey, this has been sprayed with a cleaner, so we're going to grade it 2 points less. What they're saying is, we're not going to grade it at all. This is considered altered. We're not putting a grade on it.
Yeah, or they'll give it an altered grade or whatever. But I think, Neo, you had a good point. It's like, when was the last time you saw, and again, maybe I don't look at these cards and I don't watch every single PSA reveal or whatever reveal, but when's the last time you saw an ultra modern card that got an altered, like because of surface wax or whatever, like.
I'm not even giving out my opinions here. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate,
No, I'm all for it. I think it's a great conversation.
I'm just trying to asking questions, right?
We're just asking questions. We're just asking questions. Wasn't this accurate though, Hobby Champs? I'm like Hemsworth, and Rob's kind of, Rob's Rob. All right.
and I'm behind Dustin's big nuts.
Jesus.
And
Excuse
Steve-
me, I have
and
an attack video to go make for tomorrow now.
Yeah, I could use the exposure, so please.
Let me go get
man.
my dashboard cam and go drive around and yell at the camera.
I mean, Ziggy, that would be good content.
Ziggy,
That would be good content if you're asking legitimately about the kits. You should get a Kurtz Card Care and a Mr. Minty kit, and you should do a video saying which one is the best value and which one works the best. Or is it
talking about
reback
knowing if cards have been disclosing if cards have been clean yet? In all honesty, based off the comment sections today, you should pretty much just assume that every ultra modern card has been cleaned in some way, shape, or form.
So, am I missing it? And maybe I am. Is Kurtz Card Care really the one only falling under fire right now?
He's just the most well-known one, so but it's
probably the biggest.
Card Care is being used like Kleenex here,
Right?
Or is it because he does a lot more to the cards? I mean, at least he's open about it. I mean, he posts it all on Instagram, his card, and he does a lot more to them.
This is just the most well-known, so Kurtz Card Care has become the Kleenex of card cleaning kits.
I don't think Mr. Minty, the individual, the guy, and I'm not talking about his packet is called Mr. Minty. He's called Mr. Minty. That's not his real name, but himself. I don't know if he does card restoration to the extreme of what we've seen.
Well, and I think Kurt, and I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure his IG says something to like card restoration. Actually says restoration in it. So obviously that's different. Like that's gonna look a little bit different if someone's saying it's actual restoration. That's not cleaning. That could be other stuff as well. Again, I've never used the service, so I don't know. Like I've never been down the rabbit hole. So
I have a question here then, because Steve Splenda's got another content. He says, in a perfect world, it should be disclosed. In essence, the fact that that person shouted out Kurtz Card Care was passively a disclosure. If he wasn't just shouting out Kurtz Card Care, which everybody assumed he wasn't doing, everybody was assuming that the card, was treated with some sort of shine and stuff like that. But now on the secondary market, do you believe that devalues the card, or do you think that anybody that was going to buy that is going to pay the same for it anyway?
Yeah, it won't affect the price at all.
I mean, it's been disclosed. So anybody who is a buyer for that Wemby 1 of 1, which is none of us and nobody in the comments and pretty much nobody doing a video on it. Is it going to hurt the value, or is the buyer going to be like, I don't care, I want to pay, I'm going to pay for it regardless? I mean,
I think the reason why is because it's already in the case. That's the thing that okay, so if they fixed a divot and in 5 years there's a little dent on it that popped up, what's somebody going to say? Are they going to remember back? Maybe for that card because it's high profile, but for most cards, no one's going to think back. They're just going to say, oh, well, they got a favorable grade. Like, oh, they might have missed that thing or whatever, and they got a favorable grade or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people care. They're going to say, hey, it's sitting in a 10 holder.
Right. And like Splenda says, he thinks it almost makes grading pointless, which that could make a little bit of sense where, but still, not all cards are going to be able to be fixed or restored or cleaned to the point to where they grade 10s. Now, maybe some more are. I don't know.
No, I
just don't think there's some magic substance that you can put on a card and all of a sudden it's perfect.
If I understand too, and maybe it's not Kurtz, but for some of these, they do work out edges and they do work out things. So what we're talking about here, cleaning is not altering unless you somehow change the factory surface finish of the card. So technically you are, if you're kind of working out edges and divots or whatever, which I think that's part of the deal. I think that's what some of them do. I can't speak to which ones or whatever. So I don't know if some people might look at that differently. Some people might not. But again, I think it boils down to people are just trying to get 10s, however they can get 10s, because 10s draw such a huge premium in today's market. And that's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a skill, right? This is like a skill. This is like an art. This is sort of something that somebody's got to be trained to do, whether you're in like fine art restoration, you work in museums, things like that. This is not just something that I, at least for myself, think I could go out and buy a kit and roll corners out of things and use some kind of substance to get wrinkles out and make the color pop and clean the dirt off of the back. Like, I've put water on a chromium base card and wiped it off with a microfiber before. That's like the extent of my skill level when it comes to manipulating a card. So whether you have these tools, because these tools, whether Kurt's Card Care or whether Mr. Minty or anybody are selling these cards in a kit or in a pack, these are basic substances that you could probably go anywhere and buy. You could probably go to an auto detailing shop and buy all this type of stuff. It's basically the know-how and the skill within the individual on whether they're able to successfully do it or not.
It's like buffing out your car, detailing your car or something, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's as easy as everybody makes it sound. Oh, I'm just going to go out, I'm going to get a spray, I'm going to wipe it off, and my card is perfect. If that was the case, we would have been doing this forever. We'd have been doing this for the last 20 years.
Yeah. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Underachiever says it's actually kind of easy, but it's easy to say that it's easy.
Man, you have been on a roll today, Steve.
No, I'm just being honest. Like, I'm tired of people just being bullshit, man.
Oh, whoa. Steve's coming in hot. All right, Rob, how are the Cavs?
No, cracking slabs is not hard. Cracking slabs
Cavs are up 11. Cavs are up 11. We got 146 to go in the third quarter.
Oh, okay.
Playing Zion tonight.
Hey, the Pelicans have been looking pretty good.
Yeah, Pelicans been on fire.
Look out.
We got Mitchell back tonight. We're looking good.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan makes a good point down here, because this is something that I said, I think, when I was on with Michael Hamm and Ziggy last week. I was like, it takes a lot of balls to even be able to take a card and dump it in a bowl of liquid. Like, I wouldn't know what to do with it after that.
Especially a one-of-one Victor Wembanyama card. Like, hell no.
You don't know that was dipped in water. He's talking about
get out the blow dryer. What are you getting out the blow dryer?
I wouldn't even want to touch that card, let alone like put it, blow dry it or whatever. Whatever you're going to do with it, I wouldn't want to do anything to it.
I mean, I've watched videos.
Sit on it.
Comic book cleaner impressors like working on like AF-15s, and it's just there's no way. I don't have the nerves to deal with this shit. That
be like a baseball glove, right? Just stick a baseball in it and throw it in the oven. The Delaware I have on is from a store called Sierra Moon. They have 2 stores in Rehoboth Beach. They sell clothing.
Why do I have a feeling that's going to be a trivia question for the giveaway?
It's not, but I think you may have been there with me.
Which store was
it? When you were here. It was Sierra Moon. It's right near the boardwalk. Like 3 spots off the boardwalk.
What have you started building the questionnaire list yet?
No, I haven't. But hey, I put buffalo sauce and ranch on an optic card before, and nobody caused any kind of uproar like this. And it made that card perfect. It smelled better, it tasted better, it looked better.
Mike Petty soaks himself in hydrogen peroxide.
Himself.
No wonder you're coming in hot so much.
You have blonde hair.
Weird stuff. Probably burning himself with candle wax.
That's what happened to my hair. I put hydrogen peroxide on it one time because I wanted to be bleach blonde, and it all fell out.
Did they make Kurt's Card Care for your head?
Mike Petty's sitting in a circle with candles all around him right now with his hydrogen peroxide.
It might make my head really, really shiny. But I use turtle wax, so, I don't need Kurt's Card Care. The little teeny bit of wax, I guess, that comes in one of those kits is not enough. I need a full vat of...
like a Ninja Turtle?
Yeah.
You're like Casey Jones mixed with a Ninja Turtle. Daisy could have game-used collar cards. How about that?
Oh, she's getting too big for her harness, too, because she's getting all festively plump. So it's like, maybe we just cut it. I don't know where she's at. She's not even up here. I took her to the beach today, man. She was tired. She fell asleep in the car on the way home. It's not even that far home. She was out. So yeah, a couple videos from now, there'll be another day at the beach with the dog. So anyway, I'm going to need that slab mag there, Dustin, because okay, when you were, I don't know if you remember, when you were down, do you remember? Okay, down at the beach, at least on the Delaware coastline, there's these big concrete towers that were built for World War II as a coastline defense, basically. And they're really, really tall concrete towers. Where there's one of them, you can go to the top of it. Like there's nobody or guards or anything at the bottom or anything. It's just a concrete tower with stairs on the inside. You can go all the way to the top. And today I went all the way to the top of it. It's pretty high. So I think I'm going to take a slab from each company up there, and I'm going to throw it over the side into the parking lot. And I'm going to see which slabs crack and which ones don't. But I also want to test a slab mag. I also want to test a slab mag to see if it works, or a slab strong. I don't know what that one is. I don't even know what that is. Is that a case or just a cover? Anyway, I want to test them all and see.
It's like a rubber bumper.
And see whose item actually works.
I like that. I like it. Steve, is the old Collect-A-Card company still around? They would be perfect for the Daisy cards.
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with the Collect-A-Card, but I can look that up.
Topps Big League before getting into the YouTube sport. Probably, yeah. Probably right, Bob. And that's okay. What other big news do we have in the hobby currently? So there's the...
Well, man, we have NFL free agency. We haven't even gotten into any sports yet.
Holy smokes. Yeah, the Saints signed Willie Gay from the Chiefs, one of their linebackers. We don't have any money, so we're just going to fight.
That's how Miami's broke.
Yeah, we're broke.
Miami's
so with it.
Miami's signing players, but man, I don't know what to think. It doesn't matter because I'm a Chiefs fan, and we locked up Chris Jones for a while, and so we're good to go.
Yeah,
but
he was
but for my brother and my dad's sake, I still will talk about the Dolphins a little bit.
And then Neo picked up Jameis Winston from my Saints, and that's going to be the guy that puts the Browns over the edge. That's going to be the guy that's the locker room voice, just the knowledge that you guys need to get over the hump.
As you know, I bought 3 Saquon Barkley cards, a red optic contenders out of $199. I bought a cracked ice contenders out of $24. Those are both at PSA. But I also bought a playoff ticket rookie contenders and a BGS 9.5, and that one was numbered out of 25. And I bought it. It might have been late January, early February for $200. And when I got to work on Monday, I hadn't been keeping up with the NFL free agency. And I got to work on Monday, and I live not far from Philly. So the Eagles fans are like, "Oh, Super Bowl." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "We got Saquon Barkley." And I already had pictures saved on my phone. So I was like, boom, eBay, instantly. I was standing on the casino floor and everything. I was like, "Oh, this has got to go on eBay right now." I was like, I can't run it it's Monday, so I can't do a 5-day auction until tomorrow. And it would have been a 7-day auction if I started on Sunday. So I was like, I'm going to throw it up right now for $350. Buy it now. And if nobody buys it, I'll start the auction tomorrow on Tuesday night, run it for 5 days. That thing didn't even sit on eBay for 20 minutes. And I flipped that $200 card for $350. Now net less than $350. That's what it sold for. But I was like, damn, I'm not pinned under, I was hoping to just get 3 or 4 nice Saquons because I was hoping something like this would happen. But if something like this didn't happen, I was going to kind of be pinned with them. So it happened, and I've already flipped one. That cracked ice, if it grades out good at PSA or at PSA, is going to be a good flip. I probably should use some Kurt Card Scare. I should have used some. Yeah, I should have used some before I sent it in, but I don't know if there's chemicals that melt the ice on there or not.
I love when the younger people use this verbiage so I can understand how people talk. Well, of course, it's the most boomer thing ever to even try to talk about this. And then mouth breathers. Complete mouth breathers. Love it.
Mouth breathers.
You mouth breathers.
Did somebody call you that?
Well, I guess what he's saying is it's only going to weed out the complete mouth breathers. The only way that they can detect you is if you're a goof and leave wax right.
Hey, man, when I went to the top of that tower today, I was breathing out of my mouth. I was like, Baby D, I need the year 2000 bootleg snacks. Nobody knows that reference because anybody old enough.
You're a boomer, Steve, apparently.
Baby D in the year 2000 bootleg snacks. So that had to be over 24 years ago. So, but anybody know that movie reference?
No, not ringing a bell.
Somebody in the comments has to.
Bushleaguer does.
Justin, I use Kurtz.
But he's right. Bushleggers is right. It's next Friday.
Oh,
A
damn.
lot of people got it.
I'm still going over
Baby
the pregnancy. I'm still going over the pregnancy chat. I'm about 20 minutes behind.
No, you're way behind.
I'm just trying to get to everybody. All right.
How's that IG chat going?
I'll skip ahead. I don't know. I can't find it on like.
She knows about the new Twinkies. Host just got a new cupcake coming out. It's a bad motherfucker. These guys, I can't believe you guys don't know it. Come on, relate with the people in your comments, man.
So what's next, Steve? Now football flips are done. Like, are you just taking time off?
Oh, no. I mean, I'm buying. Look, so like I said, I just dropped 45 cards off at the Philly show for submission. Now, I talked in my very briefly. I was in and out of that show quick, but SGC had their own booth there. PSA had a booth there completely set up way in the back. BGS was also set up there. But SGC and PSA, either they haven't started working together yet, or they were completely apart, and there wasn't even any notation that they were even under the same umbrella now.
So you're saying that they're doing exactly what they said they're going to do and remain separate companies? Wow.
You talk about in the video or something. I'll listen to your videos.
Well, Neo said that they're just going to swallow them up. They're like, it's going to be like that Star Wars.
Like Baby D.
Like Boba Fett gets swallowed up by that creature. Like SGC is going to get swallowed up like Boba Fett.
I mean, I'm just saying, SGC Pete came out with a video, and the big thing they were giving them was some better fraud detection. I didn't hear anything about a new slab.
But anyway, I already have 16 raw cards here.
Fix that waterproof slab that they got right now. Maybe they can make some upgrades there. Nothing about that.
Yeah, I got 10 more cards I'm waiting on, about 16 here, and I got a bunch of offers in. So I'm still buying, but yes, Neo, I have pivoted. I'm not necessarily going after young quarterbacks anymore, or not anybody that I thought was going to, not anyone that I thought was going to be affected by free agency or the draft. I'm finished with both of those. My video that comes out, not tomorrow, but the next day, actually talks about that and talks about why I'm now. I'm not talking about what I'm buying next, but I am talking about why I'm pivoting out of those players and my thoughts on people who want to continue to try to buy those players. Now, there are some quarterbacks that I'm still buying just because people at the National are going to want them, even if they don't really have any hype around them. There's going to be people that are going to think that Bryce Young is going to bounce back. Or there's going to be people that aren't willing to, let me put that differently, aren't willing to give up on him yet. What being the first pick of the draft, what being an Alabama quarterback. I mean, Tua and Jalen Hurts weren't very good either, their first and second years. But they were Alabama quarterbacks. They developed into NFL quarterbacks. So there's going to be people that have that mindset, and his stuff is so cheap that there are going to be some people that want that. There are going to be some people that like Will Levis. There's just going to be some buzz. So I want to have some of that stuff. That doesn't mean I think these players are going to develop or be good. Tennessee did just sign Calvin Ridley to a big contract. I don't know how much of a difference that makes for Will Levis, but and they brought in Tony Pollard, who they'll probably use. They got a whole new coaching staff there. I really don't know. And in Carolina. So that'll be a lot of the things that people are thinking. But as far as the players that I already had, the only way I'll buy the players that I was already selling is if I get them really, really, really cheap. It has to make a lot of sense. So like the Kyler Murray stuff, that's done. Right now it's looking like I'm going to get plunged on Justin Fields unless something happens with him. The Sam Darnolds, I made money, but if I'd have held him for one more week, I'd have probably even done a little better, but that's okay. That's fine.
I think you still have a chance on Fields because if anything's going to happen there, it's going to be at the draft.
Yeah. There's still going to be buzz around Fields, and the fact that he's a Buckeye, I'll be able to move that stuff at the National. They're just that was the fail safe. At least I'll be in Cleveland in Buckeye country with the Justin Fields cards if all else.
I wouldn't mind picking up some. I'm looking at some Stroud stuff for the National.
Oh, I've been picking up some Stroud stuff. Now his stuff's expensive, but I'm buying completely raw cards right now. Like I'm not buying slabs. CJ Stroud slabs are going to be too hard to flip, but if you can get his stuff raw and get good grades, hence the catch line there, get good grades, then
you just gotta wax them up.
But I have some, but I like the cheaper end Stroud stuff. I like some of the lower end inserts that are numbered and things like that.
Yeah, I think this is the problem right here. If you look at kind of the teams that are left, in the draft, they're probably all going to pick QBs. The Falcons got Cousins, so they're off the board for a QB. But first 3 picks probably going to be QBs, it looks like. And then that 4th pick, why a lot of people are buying Kyler Murray is going to be Harrison, most likely. So who is going to give Fields a start? And then, you think Chicago just keeps him? Just keeps him as a backup for a year? Or just cuts him?
I don't know.
They could keep him if something happens in camp to somebody. Like if someone got hurt, he would be like the number 1 guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
hold on to him.
Well, you guys know what happened with the Kyler Murray card that I got in the mail today. So that's $165 setback right there. I'm eating that loss like Baby D eating Hostess cupcakes. But so I was $300 up off the initial cards that I bought, and then I sold an Immaculate that I bought for $200. I sold for $350, which gave me another $150. And then I sold a Panini 1 that I bought for $125 for $280. So that really put me, and I was already up $300. That really put me up on Kyler Murray stuff because I'm still holding the downtown. So I'm essentially at this point, I'm into the downtown for free, and I was already up, I guess, going up close to $500 to $600 on the Kyler Murray. However, I took a big $175 loss on a LeBron card, which knocked me down, and then that $165 loss I took on a Kyler Murray card that you guys saw about today. I threw that card in the trash can. People in the comments are going to want to know what the hell I'm talking about, but it'll be in a video. I mean, I'll fill them in. I mean, for being loyal and being at the live stream, I'll fill them in. They deserve it. Anyway, I got a card in a slab today, and the grade on the slab. I'm trying to talk around it, Dustin. But the grade on the slab was what I would call a solid grade. It was a good grade. But when I snapped that card out and put it under a magnifier, I didn't even really need to put it under a magnifier. It looked like Baby D had taken a bite out of the back edge and corner of it. Like the back edge and the corner was completely gashed. It looked like I said, it looked like Edward Scissorhands. It looked like Stevie Wonder graded it and Edward Scissorhands encapsulated it. That's what it looked like. So I bought that on the trust that slab was a safety net for how the card was actually going to look. And when I busted it out, it was completely, and I did not mangle it busting it out. I'm a professional slab cracker at this point. In fact, I busted out on video. So anybody, SGC, God damn it. It wasn't them. It was, anyway.
It was Jim
Anyway,
Bob's.
I threw the card in the trash because I wasn't even going to keep it around and attempt to sell it raw, because selling a damaged raw card is out of my morale. It's not in my morale, right? It's unethical. So I just threw it in the trash. And this was a mythic Black Pandora out of 25 Kyler Murray rookie card. Optic mythical insert Black Pandora. It was a nice card. It was such a shame because the card looked really, really good. I mean, it was a beautiful card, regardless of who the player on it was, the design and everything. And it just went in the trash.
You could have sold that damage and just noted what was wrong with it.
I could have, but I'm not going to deal with that headache.
Just throw it in a mag and throw it up on auction or something.
I could. I mean, I could even be dirty. I could even be dirty and consign it, and let the consignment house deal with it. But I threw it away.
Yeah,
it's not even.
Could have put that in a humidor. Put it in the soak. Put it in a back to tank for like a day or two.
Yeah, you throw that in the wood chipper and it just kind of they can straighten it out.
Yeah, I could have sent it to Kurt's card care and saw if he could have got it out, but no. And like Spurs card says, I threw it away for views, but it's not even going to be like on the thumbnail or in the title.
Honestly, you should have just given it like a kid or something.
I shouldn't have to throw a card away for views. You should be viewing my content for other reasons.
Steve, are you looking at any non-sport stuff?
Well, did you see my Philly video? Vintage card collector.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw you bought and sold those 2 Walking Dead.
Yeah, you guys, I Instagrammed you or texted you and Ham, right?
Yeah.
I think you told us on IG because I remember seeing it before the video.
Because that was so quick. Like I walked up to that table, he had those 2. I buy off this dealer a lot because he has a lot of pop culture stuff. He's the same dealer I bought all the Game of Thrones stuff at the National in Atlantic City. So he knows me. We deal a lot, and that's the good thing about building relationships and doing deals with people. But he had them $220 a piece, and I'm like, man, you do. What did I say? I said you do $360 on those for the pair. I said I'll buy the pair for $360, and he's like, man, I'd really like to be at $400. That's $200 a card. So then I'm like, well, I can do $380, but then I phrased it to him. I can do $380, and that's $190 per card. So when he's wanting $200 per card and I say $190 per card, that sounds like we're really good and close. So I picked them both up.
You did a Jedi mind trick on them.
Well, no, just you just want to use the right verbiage. You just want to use the right verbiage to make your deal sound good. So when I say, hey, when he's asking for $400. When you say I'm asking for $400 for the pair and I say I'm asking for $380 for the pair, it sounds like we're $20 off. But when I say, hey, I'll give you $380, that's $190 per card, and he is asking $200 per card, in his mind, it sounds like we're $10 off.
These are not the droids you're looking
for. Right? So we made the deal, and so I was into them for $380, and I reached out to somebody that I knew would have interest in them because I know that they like those cards. And it was a quick $600 sale for the 2 of them. So it was all cash. It was Venmo. And other than my shipping cost, I flipped those $380 for $600 in less than an hour. I mean, I made that deal in the car on the way home. That was on pop culture stuff.
Are you going to try to get to another show before the National?
I would like to. I might try to pull the grind for Chantilly the way I did for the Philadelphia show because they're about the same distance for me. So I can, because I work late, if I want to get off work at 5 a.m, like I did for the Philadelphia show, and come home and be out of my house by 7 a.m, I can be in Philly by 9, or I can do the same thing, be in Chantilly by 9 and be at the show until like 1 and then head back home. That's what I did in Philadelphia. So I got to the show around probably more closer to 10:30, probably got my bearings and got in there and got comfortable more 11ish. And I was also trying to shoot some content that was slowing me down a little bit, but I was super duper focused on what my plan was. Usually if I have unlimited time at a show, I don't go in with a plan. I know I'm gonna be there for a couple days or all day. I'm gonna look at all the showcases. I'm gonna check everything out. But in the Philly show, like I said in my video, I was looking for quality raw cards. That was it. So with the majority of your dealers at shows having slabs, I was able to skip a lot of tables. And Philadelphia is also vintage heavy. I knew I wasn't looking for anything for the vintage PC. So it's been a year to the date of the Willie Mays rookie purchase.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We were dancing around that thing for a couple hours.
Yeah. And we were all there for that one last year in March.
And we danced around those big ass cheesesteaks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I didn't do much dancing with it, but yeah, I had it in. I looked for as many cases that had nice raw cards in them, or raw cards in general. Then I got to look at them to see if they're nice. All of my deals were fairly smooth. I offered fair. Everybody that I had experience with was priced pretty fair, so the negotiations weren't tough. And then I ran into the Walking Dead cards because that guy's always in Philly. Now, I didn't seek his table out, but I saw his table, so I was like, man, I have to stop at his table. He always has pop culture stuff, and he did. He had a lot. He told me he had just picked up a big collection, and that he had also sold at Andrew Lincoln like either the day before Friday or before I stopped there at the table. But there was 2 left. I'd have bought all 3, but yeah.
I would still like to get to Chantilly, assuming health, because I've been sick every day for the last 4 weeks.
For all of 2024.
Yeah, basically. If I'm feeling good, my plan is still to make it down to Chantilly.
I don't know. I'm kind of holding out for Heroes and New York.
Heroes, I'm 100% in for already. I mean, we haven't booked anything, but we're in, and we're in for. We haven't booked anything, but I'm basically in for New York Comic Con.
So, are you guys doing Chantilly, or is that out of the question?
I
know you were interested at first. I mean, if I go, it's more than likely going to be on a Saturday.
If I go, and, I'll leave Friday morning and be there Friday night, Saturday, and come home Sunday.
Phoenix Rising. It's 2012 season 2 card A1. It's the first Andrew Lincoln autograph where he's wearing his sheriff hat. Mm-hmm. So it is a very popular card amongst Walking Dead collectors because it's his only card where he's wearing his sheriff hat that he autographed. That's another tidbit that I just gave out.
Steve's deep.
Where do you get this free information from?
Yeah, Steve goes deep on the Walking Dead. Well, just any of those kind of sets.
I've never even watched The Walking Dead. I just know that it's popular. Friends at work talk about it. If people at work are talking about something, then it must have some.
The casino drives all the buys.
Oh, spoilers for an upcoming video. I got a Hayden Christensen auto today, Steve.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I think it's the same one you got, the Stellar, with him and like holding the saber across his chest.
Yeah, maybe. It might the 2017 Stellar.
What is it? Numbered out of 40?
Yeah, it's the base. Yeah. I think it's the 2017. It's
the
one of him not as Vader.
Right. It's the one of him as Anakin. The 2017 is the first year of Stellar.
Which is what I wanted. I wanted him as Anakin, not as Vader.
Yeah, I want him as Anakin too. Everybody loves him.
It's one of the last more major characters that I needed. One finally popped up for a decent price in a Facebook group, and I grabbed it.
Yeah. Well, Phoenix Rising, I sold a Negan autograph in Atlanta for $500. Well, I had the 3 Walking Dead autographs I had in Atlanta. I had 2 priced at $500 and 1 priced at, or all 3 actually, I'm sorry, all 3 priced at $500, but those were graded. I had sent them to SGC. All 3 of them got 9.5 Gem Mint Pluses with auto 10s. So they got a little bit more of a premium than the ones that I just sold. I had them priced at $500 a piece. I sold all 3 to the same buyer for $1,400. So they got $100 off because they bought all 3. Then the 2 that I just bought, my plan was to send them again to SGC, do the same thing, rinse and repeat. But they got bought so quickly. I was like $600 for the pair. Of course, it's a quick $200 plus back into my pocket. I get my $380 back plus an extra $200 plus in less than an hour. That's just a no-brainer. Don't even deal with the grading companies and waiting and sending them off and then trying to find a buyer for them. It was just instant. Sometimes you have a plan for a card, but opportunity presents itself earlier. Like I didn't plan on selling my Kyler Murray's yet, but opportunity presented itself faster than I thought it could.
Dustin, now would be a good time to be buying Stranger Things stuff, right? With the season coming next year. I'm gonna load up.
I've been loading up for a while. Yeah, I'm locked and loaded for season 5. It's just a matter of when they're going to ever finish it. Like that's going to be the thing. But there has been stuff coming out of the woodwork. Occasionally you see stuff pop up, like the rare stuff, but it's also pricey too at times. But occasionally there will be things that pop up for a good price. Kind of like you mentioned the Hayden Christensen auto. It's kind of the same sort of thing. You'll have like bins on eBay for $2,000 on a card, and then all of a sudden there's one running at auction, and they're numbered out of 11 or whatever it is.
Oh, it reminds me, I'm in an auction right now.
And so I'll grab the $2,000 card for, or like the other one's at $2,000. I'll get the other one for $200, on auction. So that's what I've been doing.
23 minutes left. Oh, I thought I missed it.
Let me go look on eBay at every sports card auction with 23 minutes left on it to see what I can Steve on.
Michael Ham just texted me a card that he made, possibly for my trading cards that might be coming out. It's an image. Can't see it. Good. It's exclusive.
Teaser.
Is it in the group? Oh, it's just from Ham. Dustin, you're not in this group text.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
It's a manga, like the Prism manga inserts.
I'm not a fan of those.
But it's like animated. It says manga. I actually kind of look like Superman here, but I have hair. It's different, but it looks cool. Shipped, counter offer, seller offer.
Steve, it's KD buying time. I think it's always KD buying time for Steve, though.
I can't do it. You know what's hard is that I want to buy and grade some older Hall of Famers and veterans, but one of the best ones to buy and grade and sell is Dan Marino. I can't do it because if I do it, I'll be stuck with them. I won't sell them.
Yeah,
I'll go buy all these cool 90s refractors and golds and stuff of Dan Marino, and I'll grade them out, and then I'll be like, no, they're precious, and I won't be able to sell them.
What's one PC card that y'all are looking to acquire and why? Rob, you go first. Or are you frozen?
It's tough. Is he frozen?
He actually just went out like Tron.
You're the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah, he just like, he flew off the screen. Steve.
Oh, man, that's putting me on the spot right now because, man, I'm not in. Like I've stated in some of my videos lately, I stated this because I went to Philly card show, is I'm completely have zero mindset on a PC card right now. That's not because I don't PC stuff, because I love to add items to my PC, but this is the type of year where I'm really trying to build up my bankroll to buy a nice PC card. And building up my bankroll involves staying away from my PC stuff, or I'll buy it and I'll spend my bankroll on it. So right now I'm in full-on inventory grind, buy, grade, sell. Like I said, I'm going to have 45 cards coming back from PSA. I'm going to have about 30 more about to go out. I have a bunch coming in the mail. And I want a vintage card. I mean, that'll be where I lean to add a nice vintage rookie card. But there's so many that I like. I would love a Babe Ruth. I've said this before. I would love a Babe Ruth from his playing days, not the 48 Leaf, but I would like, the Gowdy, the 33, any one of the 33 Gowdies, basically in any grade, as long as it's not completely mangled. I would eventually like to graduate into a 48 Leaf Jackie Robinson or the 48-49 Leaf. I don't know. I'm not a vintage expert, but from what I understand, it's both years. I have the 49 Bowman, so that's what I did. I really wanted a Jackie card really bad, but I got the 49 Bowman in Atlanta. That kind of put out my fire for a PC item for a while.
You need that Jim Brown.
Yes, I need a Jim Brown. I need a Jim Brown rookie card. That might be the one. Well, it's going to be not at the National because we're in Cleveland, man. They'd be charging premiums.
I know I got two of them.
Yeah, I can't be doing it. I mean, the Jim Brown's not super rare. I need to try to find one of those probably on a vintage Discord or something where I can get a good deal on one, where I don't have dealers charging me overhead and things like that, or somebody that's looking to get out from under one because maybe they need some money or maybe they have multiples. I don't know, but the Jim Brown, yes, and the Hank Aaron. It would be nice to be able to say I have a Hank Aaron rookie, a Willie Mays rookie, and a Jackie card that some people consider to be a rookie card. Not his best one, not his Leaf. But to be able to say I have rookie cards of those three players, that just, I mean, if I could walk up to somebody at work who knows nothing about the hobby and not even much about sports and say, hey, man, I have a Hank Aaron, a Jackie Robinson, and a Willie Mays rookie cards, and they would think that was cool, even though they don't even pay attention to the hobby.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat where I'm kind of looking to add maybe some more of those kind of like foundational pieces, kind of like that Mays rookie card that you have is great. Even like I was looking the other day, I did the video on the blue Luca, and it was like, what else can you get? And there was like kind of a mangled Mickey Mantle rookie that the 51 Bowman that was right around $5,000. And I was like, man, if I could get a one, if I could get like a nice presenting one in that price range, I mean, to me, that's as much as I think that Mantle is just so kind of pumped, just so mega popular right now. I think having that card would be, it's kind of like, if I'm gonna buy a vintage baseball card, why not just go in like for like the best one or top 5 card between like the 52 Topps Mays Mantle and 51 Bowman Mays Mantle. You know, like to me, it's like, why not just kind of spend a little bit more and get one of those?
So I see, and so question for you, Dustin, because they did ask about PC, and you did a video recently about this, basically decisions, right?
Yep.
Are you leaning away from the Luca Blue, and looking for maybe a Namath or a vintage card? I mean, I know you brought up the Namath, I know you brought up the 51 Bowman Mantle, things like that. But so, I know how big you are on that Luca card too. I mean, you have a picture of it in your background, you know?
Yeah, and I think too, just kind of like, I think that's more emotional, kind of like a card that I never thought that I would own. But and I almost feel like I would probably rather have like the Maze or Mantle and then kind of like save up and get the Luca Blue, almost kind of like to be like more responsible, get kind of like the one that's just kind of the, you know, those are the best cards in the hobby, in my opinion, post-war anyway. You know, so I could kind of look at that as a foundational piece. And then down, you know, maybe in a year or two or whatever, I would like to add a big Luca card like that, probably be that one. But I almost feel like I've got a little bit more time on him, you know, to where like I don't see him winning a title in the next couple of years. I don't see anything in the next couple of years that's going to give him a huge boost. And if that thing falls, if you saw one that fell kind of at 3,900, you know, if that thing just keeps, if one creeps down into the low 3s or something, you know, then maybe I can snag one. You know, that's because, I mean, you know, like $3,000 compared to 5. I know it's not that much money, but it kind of is when you're looking at these. So anyway, yeah, we'll see. But I get the same sort of emotional, like, man, like what a big get, like from that Luca, as I would, you know, from a cool vintage card, you know. So just because like the Maze and the Mantle, they're just all-time classic cards, but they're available, especially in those lower grades. I'm not looking at anything, you know, 2, and I'm literally looking for like a 1.15.
Yeah,
you know,
so I mean, that's where I am on my vintage stuff. I mean,
yeah. So there, in that range, it's not like I'm going to struggle to find one.
I mean, depending on the vintage stuff. I mean, if I was to get a Hank Aaron, and of course, or a Jim Brown or something like that, I'd want a higher grade. But I mean, the Jackie Robinson and, you know, the Willie Mays, those were lower.
Yeah.
Let's see. The fun part is finding the one that fits what you're looking for.
Yes.
And getting it in that grade. Like that entire afternoon I spent for the
That's
Willie
the
Mays.
best part of vintage buying. Absolutely. Because they are available, but your copy, the one that you want, the one that you're looking for with everything that you want, that's not easy.
There's like a specific copy for everybody.
Yep.
Because you know the cards are going to have issues. Anytime you're buying low grade, you know there's going to be something wrong with the cards. You just got to find the one, maybe 2 small things that appeal to you. And every vintage card, I believe, is made for a different owner.
Oh, okay, Neo, you answered him. Judson is Judson is the Jokic mega collector, so he's a little bit biased. He's a little biased, but hey, I respect it. I actually reach out to you if I go for any Jokic cards because I know
the Joker Blue Prism is nice looking. It's a pretty
such
card.
A great. I think it's nice. I watched Steve Splenda sell a Joker Blue Prism in front of my eyes. It's such a gorgeous card.
It is, yeah. It's a great. I love that set. Is it 16 or 15? Jokic.
15.
Yeah. And it's far more rare. That's I mean, just as far as the print run and everything, than 18.
You know, you need Dustin. You need one of these bad boys.
I like that card. That's a great card.
Yeah. You know what I need to do is my channel's been getting a lot of new subscriptions. So I'm picking up some new viewership.
So, Daisy's picking up viewership.
Yeah, you know, Daisy, she's, you know, I'm hoeing her out for the
Daisy doesn't have her own YouTube channel at the end of the year. You're just not doing social media.
I've saved all the Daisy clips that I've shot for videos, and I'm just gonna put them all together in like a 1-minute short and see if it goes viral. But the thing is, I've had questions in my comments now, like, what do you collect? Do you have a personal collection? Now, people have been, and this is not anybody's fault. It's just that my videos since the beginning of the year have been nothing but me buying and trading and flipping and things like grading and things like that and information. I haven't done a collection video in a while. And I haven't talked about picking up PC items in a while, just like I couldn't 100% answer that question a minute ago. So a lot of people coming into my content now might think that I'm not the kind of person that collects, especially when you look at my name, my channel name. My channel name will forever keep me out of the YouTube Hall of Fame. And but I told them that I had the video of where I had the competition between myself and my cousin Rock, right? So I don't know if you remember that one. It was only like a 3-minute video, but I had 5 cards that I had myself. And then there was like 5 or so cards that cousin Rock brought over to my house. And we were going back and forth on whose collection was better. So I was like, hey, if you go watch that video, then you can see a good variety of what I collect. You can see some of my vintage cards, some of my football cards, some of my music cards, you know, some of my pop culture stuff. But, you know, cousin Rock brought all of his music cards to the party.
Rob got sucked into the upside down.
He's gone again. The Cavaliers must be losing.
Yeah, he just threw his TV across the room. His wife is like, gather yourself, Rob. Gather yourself. Are you a March Madness guy, Steve? I have not been keeping up with college basketball.
I haven't followed any college basketball. You know, I do a bracket for fun at work. People will hand out, oh, do a bracket. And it's just kind of like, okay, I got to pick a couple favorites. I got to pick a couple underdogs. And that's usually how it works. But I don't, you know, follow it that much. I remember Christian Laettner on Duke and the Fab Five freshmen in Michigan.
Oh, yeah. I had a Michigan starter.
I mean, I remember some people after that, but, you know. Christian Laettner on Duke was the same year that Shaq was at LSU.
Yeah, those were good times.
And Alonzo Mourning was at Georgetown.
That was back when players stayed in college. And
Phoenix Phoenix says he hates Christian Laettner. Was it Christian Laettner? Remember when he hit that turnaround shot?
Yep.
Like seconds left. Who was that against? Was it like against like Kentucky or somebody? I don't know who it was. Like I can't remember who it was against, but that could be why Phoenix Rising hates Christian Laettner. It's the only thing I can think of.
I don't know what is going on with my internet tonight.
Luka's going to end up like Clyde the Glide Drexler. Woof.
It was Kentucky, so I was right.
Luka's averaging more than Jordan.
Remembered that.
Luka's averaging more than Jordan, like prime Jordan. You know, like points per game. I'm not.
Come on, don't even compare.
I'm not
the eras, man. They play defense.
Hey, yeah, no one's playing any defense. Everyone just left the stream. He's not Michael Jordan. He's not Michael Jordan. Everyone just freaked out,
including me.
Yeah, Steve just lost it.
I'm about to leave like Neo.
Yeah, we thought that you threw your TV. We thought the Cavs just lost on a buzzer beater, and you threw your TV across the room.
Nah, I won easy.
Oh, okay. You guys, you going to the Canton show this Sunday? Splenda. You going to the Canton show, Rob? Is that near you too?
Yeah, that's my local show.
Are you going to that one?
Yeah, I should be good. I missed my one last weekend because I was sick.
All right, boys, should we wrap it up here pretty soon? Since Neo is sick, I'm sick, and your internet's broken.
My internet's sick, yeah.
The upside down.
Anyone got Kurt's card care for my internet?
Yeah, Kurt's card care needed. Well, he's going to branch out after all this publicity. He's going to be doing all sorts of things, selling T-shirts. Should we wrap it, Steve? You have anything that you want to throw in before we cut the stream?
Any content creators you want to attack?
No, I haven't created any content. I haven't attacked any content creators.
I heard our content sucks. That's what
my video that dropped today was in response to someone that I didn't even name. So
I'm gonna make sure to use your thumbnails in my videos when I criticize your content.
I'm just gonna put a picture of Daisy. Daisy's gonna be popped up.
And to make it clear, like I did, I don't mind being criticized, but watch my content then criticize it.
Right. Yeah, he didn't
find my thumbnail. Don't find my thumbnail on a random YouTube search. Find my thumbnail. And in that thumbnail, I happened to have a hood up. So I probably looked like 20 years younger. And he probably thought I was just like
I thought you were like
young vlog flipper or something. And, you know, when you attack me, you attack my viewers. And I'm not down for that.
Yeah, you brought everybody in. You were like what's the creature on Stranger Things? The Flav, the whatever, the thing with the arms. You're attacking not just me, but all of us. All right, guys, we are going to wrap. I think that we did a pretty average job tonight. But thank you. We had over 200 people, and I don't know if anyone from IG came over. I think we had a couple, but first time on IG, so hopefully that was good for those folks. But we will be back in 2 weeks to talk about Steve probably being angry at somebody else. I would assume there's probably gonna be some more rage videos that hopefully we can kind of pick through and talk about.
No anger. There's a difference between anger and rage and passion.
Passion, I like it. All right, everybody. Thanks very much for joining. Neo, I'm going to cut it before your internet goes out again.